Hey guys, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. It is time for another Polaroid video, and I think this is the 5th one in this series. As you can probably tell from the title, this one is going to be wave themed. I'm going to paint waves. I will be using my Winsor Newton watercolor palette for this, and also some of the koi watercolors for the gold and silver. The measurements that I use for the paper will be in the description as well. I'm also using washi tape that I got from Miniso to tape the edges so that it gives a clean finish. So for the first one, I decided to make a big wave. So I'm making a light sketch of the outline of the wave with pencil first. You can't really see this, but this really helps while you're painting in the wave. So I'm using 2 different shades of blue here. I'm using phthalo blue and white to paint the background sky. Now make sure you use a different shade of blue for the sky so that the sky doesn't mix in with the wave, you know what I mean? So that you can differentiate the wave from the sky and they just don't blend in together. So I did a really light wash of the phthalo blue for the sky for now, and after that is done, for the wave part I'm using ultramarine blue and Veridian green, and I'm painting a light wash first with the ultramarine, and I'm also adding like little strokes of the green there, and I just mix these 2 colors for the wave part. For the foamy part, you know, like where the wave thing is coming from, I'm only painting parts of it because I want the white of the paper to look like the foam instead of painting with white paint on top of it. I don't really know how to explain this well, but I hope you can see from what I'm doing. I'm working in layers and strokes, so I would advise trying to sketch out the wave in pen or pencil first, so you know where the shadow parts and the lighter parts are, and it will be a lot easier when you try painting the wave. At least that is what I did. So once the layers are drying, I'm adding more of the same paint, and I'm trying to make the strokes of the paintbrush a little bit clearer so that I can highlight lighter parts and create the shadow parts of the waves. The foam part is the main part which will make it look like a wave. So I'm using my white gouache paint, and gouache paint is also called poster color if you didn't know. So if you have poster color, you can use white poster color. I'm using my white gouache paint, and I'm adding the foam, and I'm also splattering some of the white paint to make it look like the water. I am so bad at explaining this, but I hope you understand by seeing what I'm doing. I'm also darkening the sky here because it was really light, so I gave it another layer of the phthalo blue. I'm also using my white gel pen. This is a Sigma gel pen to add some more details. And that's about it for the first one. Now for the second one, I'm making a beachy painting, like where the waves hit the sand. At least that's what I was going for. So I'm starting by wetting the part where the water goes first, and I'm using ultramarine and green like before, and I'm kind of blobbing it in places. So I wanted the top part to be the darkest blue, and I wanted it to come down to a blue-green color. So that is what I'm doing. I'm just putting in the paint and I'm letting the water kind of mix it all together. Then while the water part is drying, I'm painting the sand with a light wash of yellow ochre. Then I'm going in with the second layer. We're gonna work in layers for this one. I'm also adding a shadow where the wave touches the sand by adding a little bit of burnt sienna to the sand color. And I'm also splattering that to create the effect of sand. Then after the second layer is dry as well, I'm adding a third and final layer of paint to the water again. And we're gonna wait for this to dry as well. After the third layer is dry as well, I'm using my white gouache paint again to create the foamy part where the wave hits the sand and the details in the water. And make sure you don't add like too many lines for this one, because I've done this before and I've made a mess. I've been trying to paint waves this whole week and I finally thought that this one turned out well, which is why this one is in the video. So please make sure you do not add too many white lines and details, because it's not gonna look the best, or it's not gonna look realistic, I guess. So I'm also splattering the white paint to make it look like the water effect. You know, the foam is getting splattered everywhere. Finally, I'm adding more details with my white gel pen again. I think that's the water part done, and I'm going over the shadow part of the sand again, and this really does make a difference. It looks like a shadow of the waves and it makes it look a lot more realistic in my opinion. Then I'm taking some gold paint from my koi palette and splattering it to the sand area, and I'm also taking some silver for some highlights, and I'm doing the same for the first painting as well. And I think we're done with both the paintings, so it's time to remove the tape. Now, as always, I like to write something at the bottom of my Polaroids. If you've seen my older videos, you know this. So I'm writing mentally at the beach for the second one. And happiness comes in waves for the first one. And I'm just pasting it in place with some glue. And I think that is it for the video, guys. I really like how both of these turned out. Thank you for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Bye!